Welcome to my channel Old Queen History.
First up, the 1967 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark is one of the most commonly encountered yet historically meaningful coins in United States modern coinage, and even in heavily worn or bad condition it provides important insight into mid-20th century monetary policy, minting practices, and circulation habits, because it was produced during a very specific transitional era when the U.S. Mint was undergoing major changes due to a nationwide coin shortage and the rising value of silver. During this period from 1965 to 1967, mint marks were completely removed from all circulating dimes, quarters, and half dollars as part of a federal decision to discourage hoarding and to simplify production, meaning that every 1967 Roosevelt dime was struck at the Philadelphia Mint even though it carries no P. mint mark, which often confuses new collectors who expect mint identifiers on all U.S. coins. This coin is composed of a copper-nickel clad structure, with a pure copper core sandwiched between outer layers of a copper-nickel alloy, marking a significant departure from earlier Roosevelt dimes 1946-1964, that were made of 90% silver, and this change not only reduced production costs but also affected how the coins wear over time in circulation. In bad or heavily circulated condition, which numismatists typically classify as good G4, very good VG8, or fine F12, the 1967 dime often shows extreme surface smoothing where the once sharp details of President Franklin D. Roosevelt's portrait on the obverse are heavily flattened, with facial features such as the hair strands, eye contours, jawline, and neck definition becoming faint or almost completely erased due to continuous friction from handling, pocket wear, and machine contact over decades. The inscriptions, "Liberty," and "In God We Trust," may still be visible but often appear weak, partially faded, or merged into the coin's background, while the date, 1967, usually remains readable but may be soft or worn at the edges. On the reverse side, which features a symbolic torch representing liberty, flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch symbolizing peace and strength respectively, heavy circulation wear causes significant loss of detail, making the flame appear flat or featureless, the leaves lose their vein structure, and the overall design becomes a simplified outline rather than a detailed engraving. In extremely poor condition, sometimes referred to as barely good or low-grade junk circulation, the coin's surface may become dull, gray, or darkened due to oxidation, environmental exposure, oils from hands, and long-term storage in mixed coin bags or dirty environments, and it may also show scratches, dents, edge nicks, and slight bending caused by years of use in vending machines, transit systems, and general commerce before modern digital payments became widespread. Despite this heavy wear, the 1967 Roosevelt dime remains structurally identifiable because of the strong original design by engraver John R. Sinek, whose work ensured that even worn examples retain enough outline features for authentication. From a collector's perspective, this coin is extremely common due to massive production numbers in the hundreds of millions, meaning that in normal worn condition it typically has no premium value beyond its face value of 10 cents, making it one of the most accessible coins for beginners in numismatics, coin roll hunters, and history enthusiasts. However, even in bad condition, certain factors can sometimes increase interest or value slightly, particularly if the coin exhibits minting errors such as off-center strikes where the design is misaligned, clipped planchettes where part of the metal blank is missing, lamination errors where the metal surface peels or splits, die cracks where raised lines appear due to damaged dies, or rare double die features where parts of the design are duplicated. These errors are not common but can make even a heavily worn 1967 dime more desirable to specialized collectors. The absence of a mint mark is itself not an error but a normal characteristic of this 3-year mint mark suspension period, 1965–1967, which is historically significant because it represents one of the rare times in U.S. coinage when mint identification was intentionally removed nationwide. In terms of grading impact, a badly worn 1967 dime loses nearly all numismatic premium value because coin grading heavily depends on surface detail, luster, and strike sharpness, all of which are significantly degraded in circulated examples. Nevertheless, collectors still preserve such coins as reference pieces to study wear progression, metal composition aging, and design durability over time. Additionally, environmental factors such as humidity, soil exposure, and chemical contact can further alter the coin's appearance, sometimes producing toning effects ranging from light golden hues to deep brown or black staining, and in extreme cases corrosion can cause pitting or surface roughness that permanently damages the coin's visual appeal. Historically, this coin also represents a key moment in American economic history when the U.S. moved away from precious metal coinage toward base metal-clad compositions, reflecting broader inflationary pressures and global silver demand shifts during the 1960s. Even though a 1967 Roosevelt dime in bad condition has little financial value today, it still serves as an educational artifact for understanding how coins circulate, degrade, and survive in real-world conditions over many decades, and it remains a useful example for teaching coin grading, mint policy changes, and modern numismatic classification systems, making it more than just a worn piece of change but rather a small historical record of American monetary evolution preserved in metal form. Next up, the 1975 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark is a regular circulation coin struck by the United States Mint at the Philadelphia Mint, and in heavily worn or bad condition it is still a very common and historically normal example of modern U.S. coinage, because by 1975 the Roosevelt dime had already been in continuous production since 1946 and had fully transitioned into the copper-nickel clad composition that replaced silver coins in the mid-1960s, meaning this coin contains no silver value and is made of an outer layer of copper-nickel bonded to a pure copper core, which gives it a standard gray appearance when worn. The absence of a mint mark on this coin is completely normal because Philadelphia minted dimes of this era typically do not carry a mint mark, while Denver coins would have A, D, and San Francisco coins would generally be proof issues marked S, so a 1975 dime without any mint mark is not rare or unusual but simply a standard Philadelphia circulation strike. In bad condition, meaning heavily circulated or low-grade states such as good G4, very good VG8, or fine F12, the coin usually shows significant smoothing of details caused by decades of physical wear from daily transactions, vending machines, pocket friction, and handling, resulting in a weak or flattened portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt. On the obverse, where fine details such as hair strands, cheek definition, and eye contours are heavily reduced or nearly invisible, while inscriptions like Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date, 1975, may remain readable but appear soft, weak, or partially worn into the background surface. On the reverse side, which features the Torch of Liberty in the center flanked by an olive branch and oak branch symbolizing peace and strength, heavy circulation wear often causes the flame details to disappear, leaf veins to become smooth, and the entire design to appear flat and dull, with only the basic outlines of the torch and branches still visible. In very poor condition, the coin's surface may lose all original mint luster and take on a dull gray, darkened, or sometimes stained appearance due to oxidation, environmental exposure, oils from human hands, and long-term storage in mixed coin environments, and it may also show scratches, edge nicks, minor dents, or slight bending depending on how harshly it was used in circulation over time. Despite this heavy wear, The 1975 Roosevelt dime remains easily identifiable because of its strong original engraving by John R. Cynic, and even badly worn examples retain enough structural detail to confirm authenticity, date, and type. From a numismatic value perspective, this coin is extremely common because hundreds of millions were produced for circulation in 1975, so in worn condition it generally holds only its face value of 10 cents unless it contains a mint error or unusual variety, such as off-center strikes, clipped planchettes, die cracks, or other minting anomalies that can occasionally increase collector interest. In addition, the coin is part of the long-running Roosevelt dime series, which honors President Franklin D. Roosevelt for his leadership during World War II and his role in founding the March of Dimes program, and this historical context adds educational value even to heavily circulated examples. Overall, a 1975 Roosevelt dime without mint mark in bad condition is a very common, low-value but historically consistent piece of U.S. currency that reflects everyday American commerce in the 1970s, demonstrates the durability of clad coinage under long-term circulation, and serves as a useful reference for collectors studying grading, wear patterns, and modern mint production rather than being a rare or highly valuable collectible coin. Please like and subscribe to my channel.